What's going on, people? Hey, this is episode number 124, Latin Vegan, Latino Vegano. I'm Roger. You know, guys, I love talking about veganism. And today, I'm going to continue that series that I started a couple of weeks ago about answering your questions. So I call this Ask a Vegan Expert. So I'm going to grab 4 of your questions, the more commonly asked questions to vegans, and I'm going to address those questions in this episode. So stay tuned. So we're going to be talking about how to gain weight as a vegan, because I get that asked a lot. Can vegans eat eggs, cheese, or fish? Do vegans stay vegan? And the 4th question is how to know when vegan meat is done. That's interesting. So stay tuned, listen to the whole podcast or watch this video on YouTube, and we're going to be addressing those questions. So let's go. Great. So before I even get started, I always like to say thank you guys for joining my channel, for listening to this podcast every week in and out. And at the same time, watching our videos on YouTube as well. So what I do is I take an extract, or I remove the audio of this video, and I put that on the podcast. In some cases, I give a little bit more. So you always make sure that you subscribe to both, because I might give you a little bit extra more content on the podcast, or vice versa. Sometimes I give you a little more content on the YouTube channel. So you just got keeping in touch with me on either channel and on both channels at the same time. And I'm always going to try to provide you guys with the most value possible. So I started a couple of weeks ago. For those that are new, listening to this for the first time, I started a segment where I'm asking people are asking me questions related to veganism or anything related to fitness, but anything vegan related, right? So I grab at least 4 or 5, depending of time frame or the type of question, and I address those questions on the podcast. So what I've been doing the last couple of weeks is been addressing those questions. So this week, I have 4 questions I'm going to be talking about. So let's jump into it right away. Let's not waste time and talk about this right away, because this is some really good questions. So you might want to pay attention to them. So first question that I got asked in this segment was, how can a vegan gain weight? So gaining weight, either you're a vegan or not, it comes down to a simple thing. You just got to eat more calories. Like, there's no rocket science. There's no magic pill and all these things that you can do to gain weight. You want to gain weight in a natural way, you just have to eat more. That's bottom line. You all know that, or we all know that pretty much, that is, you eat food, like as you just start eating food, then you start gaining weight. So as simple as it sounds. However, my advice is that if you're thinking about gaining weight, you wanna actually do it a healthier way. First of all, you want to be able to gain weight in a more natural approach, more subtle way, instead of just eating a bunch of calories and eating a bunch of food that there's no distinguish between what kind of food you're eating. You're just eating just to feel pleasure, gaining weight. You can do that, but at the same time, that might not necessarily be the most healthier way. So going from my personal experience, I remember that, and I showed this picture, and I'll share this picture with you guys, how my transformation has been. I think I probably weighed like 130, soaking wet, and I gained almost 100 pounds of weight in the sense of like 10, 20, 15 years of me being vegan, all in the vegan lifestyle, my vegan diet, or a plant-based diet, right? And there was a time in my life that I was like 250, right? I think it was like 3 sales. I was 250, and all of it just eating. So I used to eat like about I think it was like 5,000 calories every single day, and there was no discrimination. I was just eating. It was just eat a lot. It's a lot, and then there was really no sense of like what I want to eat. I was just eating, basically. So I used to eat like 7 meals a day, and it was just whatever, pizza, burgers. I mean, all vegan, right? But I was just eating because I wanted to just hit that 5,000 calories daily. So I did that for a time, and I gained weight, and I gained strength as well, because I was combining the eating with the lifting. It was not just eating, right? Because I was also lifting weight, and I was able to to put up like about 250 pounds of weight. So I actually gained like 220 pounds during that time that I was doing that. So you can definitely gain weight and by being vegan. So for those that actually tells you that you actually can do it, because I did it personally. So that's what I did. I was just eating a lot of calorie. So I'm gonna give you a couple of tips here or advices here before you actually go on a rampage and start eating like a 5,000 calorie. I think what I would like to tell you guys first is, like, you gotta know, you have to have a goal. Like, what is it that you wanna, what's your purpose of gaining weight? Like, what is it that you want to reach with? Like, what's the ultimate? So do you just want to gain weight just for the pure pleasure of it? Or because you feel like you're too skinny? Or what is the reason why, right? And then now, how much weight do you want to gain? So there's a couple ways that you can do it. You can just go on a rampage, like I just said, and then just start eating, and then eventually you're going to gain weight with time. Or you can actually have a goal, and this is a little bit more of a coaching approach. So you find a coach, and you coach what you're going to do is that they're going to set you up with a meal plan, or they're going to tell you how many calories you need to take. And based on that calorie number is going to allow you that when you eat that amount of food, you're eventually going to gain weight in a period of time. So what I'm saying here is a period of time. This is not get big, quick type of scheme, right? This is a timely, natural progression of gaining weight. So it's not just go and eat and then gain weight tomorrow. I said, you can definitely eat more calories. That's the number one thing that you have to do. You eat more. You can start by adding more meals to what you currently eat. So if you eat 1 or 2 meals a day, you can double up that. And when I count it as meal, I'm also counting snacks. So if you eat 3 actually big meals, for example, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then you add 2 or 3 snacks in between, now we're talking about 5 to 6 meals there completely, because you count snacks as meals as well. You want to be able to keep this more into the whole food plant-based for a more sustainable, for more healthier option. So just not just eat crazy bunch of calories. If it's that one thing that I will do back again, which I'm able to control now, is basically now I will definitely eat more of a whole food plant-based. However, the point of me doing this in the past that way allows me to now be able to speak to you guys and be able to tell you guys how I felt, how that experience was for me, and be able to not only talk about from a just reading standpoint, for a study standpoint, but now from an experience, because I have the experience now, because I did it myself. So that's one thing that I will definitely advise to you, is you focus more on the quality of the food that you're intaking or eating, more than just eating a bunch of calories per se. So just focus on the quality food. Increase more of those meals, like I said, between 5 to 6, even 7 sometimes, depending on how much weight you want to gain. Include those calories. If you want to be taking it from a science approach, you can find that number of calories that you need to intake. For example, if I know that for me to lose weight, I need to eat about 1,800 calories daily. Well, for me to gain weight, I need to eat 2,300. Just giving a number for example. Then I know that consuming the amount of food that reaches to that goal is going to allow me to gain either half a pound or a pound every week, depending on how my metabolism works. And then that is going to allow me to gain weight in a period of time. I can also mention that you want to lift heavy. So good thing is about, like, if you lifting weight and you lifting heavy weight, combined with the eating, it allows you to build muscle and also gain weight at the same time. If you just want to gain weight per se, like you just want to gain weight, then definitely exercising heavy weight will not necessarily be part of building the muscle of it. It just mostly is going to just allow you to stay consistent and stay healthier in that sense. But I do advise that if you're going to be gaining weight, to also build muscle at the same time, if you want to do it that way. And then that was going to help you by lifting weight. You're doing some cardio as well too. You don't have to do too much cardio, but you still have to do cardio. All right, so what else I have? If you want to work out heavy, go ahead and do that. Because a lot of people always say, well, but I don't get hungry, so how can I add that many meals? if you actually eating enough calories, if you're eating more calories, if you're actually working out and you're lifting heavy, you're gonna get hungry. You're gonna have to be craving food, so you wanna eat more because your body's gonna demand that. So you're definitely gonna be able to do that by working out. So if you're working out more, you're lifting heavy, your body will be like, hey man, I'm hungry, feed me, and then you can go ahead and feed your body with that. And one of the other things that I would like to advise to you guys is rest. So it's very important that when you're lifting heavy, and you take a lot of rest, of course drink your water and all that, but you want to rest, because resting is when you actually, your body replenish, your body take a break, and then it breaks all those muscles and then start growing. So definitely you want to keep rest into the equation. So that will be my advice for you all when you're talking about how can we gain weight as a vegan diet. And I would say eat more calories, lift heavy, you combine that with rest, a little bit of cardiovascular workouts as well, and then you spread those meals in between 5 to 7 meals, depending on how many meals, and that should be able to help you out to gain some weight. So hopefully that helped. Let me know if that answered your guys' questions. If you have more details, you want more information about that, please let me know, and I can be gladly to talk more about it. But this is what I did, and it helped for me to gain weight, and at the same time it helped me maintaining and building solid muscle. All right, question number 2 is, can vegans eat egg, cheese, or fish? So the answer to this is no. So, the answer to this is yes, vegans can eat whatever they want to. You can eat whatever you want to, but vegans choose not to is the answer to it. So the political correct answer to this, vegans choose not to eat eggs, cheese, or fish. But yes, can they eat? You can eat whatever you want to eat, right? We just choose not to eat it. And the reason for that is because there's an ethical aspect of eating any of these things. Vegans don't eat anything that comes from an animal product or byproduct, period. So eggs, in that sense, is an animal byproduct, so we don't eat it. So bottom line. So that's a simple and straight answer. So if you're going to get deep into what's the technicality, what's the science behind and all that, we can definitely have just a simple episode that talks about this. But bottom line is, anything that comes from an animal, or anything that is an animal related or come from an animal, vegans don't eat it. And that's bottom line. So is you an ethical vegan? Even if you're an environmental vegan, probably the same thing too. Any vegan, period, they won't eat it. Plant-based guys, they might be a little bit different. But any vegan that it has the animal ethicals engraved, they won't eat any animal product or byproduct. So that means eggs is a byproduct, cheese is a byproduct, and then fish is an animal, so they won't eat it. So bottom line, it comes down to it. So they replace eggs with something else. I've spoken about this in previous videos that I just actually talk about all the best substitute things that vegans use, and then you can watch that video. I will link it in the description of this video, and same thing with the podcast. I've spoken about this before, so you can definitely see some of the substitute. As far as cheese, same way too. I have several recipes on my YouTube channel, on the podcast, and everywhere you can find a lot of cheese substitutes of cheese and products that you can use from the vegan standpoint. That way you don't have to eat no type of animal pulse or any of those things. And then of course fish. Fish is an animal. We don't eat animals, and then fish is part of it. It's just a really great documentary called Seaspiracy that I highly suggest you watching if you want to understand why is it that it's very, very, very important that we stop eating fish, because we're destroying our world. We're destroying our planet, and fish plays a big role into our ecosystem. So that's just a simple, lemon terms, easy way to answer this question. The answer is no. We don't eat any of those things, and we don't have no intention of eating any of those things. And no, we do not miss any of those things because our purpose is even a lot bigger. That doesn't mean that vegans don't like the taste of stuff. It's just we feel like there's no need for us to go and eat any animal byproduct or product just because of a simple taste bud. So we have a bigger option, bigger choices, and we have a bigger way of thinking. That's why we don't go choose that route. And no matter how old of a vegan you are, we all feel the same way about it. So the next thing is, and the next question is, do vegans stay vegans? Man, oh man. This is funny because I remember that I went to a breakfast in Portland. Now this is one of the first breakfasts that I went. Shout out to my people in Portland, beautiful place. and we're very, very vegan friendly. You've never been to Portland, I highly suggest you check out Portland because they have a lot of vegan options there. Beautiful place. Shout out to my friends of Beck Talk. Okay, they are definitely from Portland, from that area. And yeah, so basically what I was saying is that when it comes down to the vegan stay vegan, the reason why I brought Portland is because I got a sticker and a button that says "Don't ever trust a S-vegan," and to me, I think that was hilarious. But yes, the question is, do vegans stay vegan? And the answer here to this is, it depends, right? So I would say yes. I would say 99% of vegans, that people that go vegan, they stay vegan. But for me, the most important thing of this is that the people that decide to go vegan for a specific reason. So let's say if your why of going vegan is strong enough, then yes, you will stay vegan for your rest of your life. There's nobody going to get you out of that. But if your why to going vegan is very weak, then yes, you're going to fail. And that's with anything in life. It's like you commit to a diet, right? If you commit to a relationship, if you commit to a school, so whatever, right? So let's say if your why to going to college is because you, at the end of those 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, whatever, you're going to become this professional person. It's going to, change your life. It's going to help your family or anything. I say school, but it could be something else. It could actually be that you decided to go and take a boot camp so you can become a programmer or developer or anything, right? So by the end of that program or by the end of that course or that class, the outcome is going to give you this benefit. Then yes, you're going to commit to it regardless of how difficult or how much work it is, right? You're going to commit to it and you're going to accomplish it because your goal or your why is so big that there's nothing that will make you change. And that's the same thing with veganism, right? Is you go into this and you're like, nah, my why is so strong. Like, for example, for my personal experience, like, okay, I don't want to be part of any animal suffering, animal killing. If I can reduce that by doing my part, I feel like I'm accomplishing something. I feel like I'm good. I'm doing the right thing. So I feel good about myself, and I feel like I'm helping the cause at the same time. And then since I know that there's no risk in my life, and actually benefits to my life, why would I not do it? So if your why is so strong, then yes, you stay vegan. And then you can ask vegan that has been vegan for longer than I, 26, 30, 40, 50 years, and they will tell you the same thing. They still vegan. But if your reason is weak, I just want to lose weight. I'm just here because I want to reboot my system. Whatever is that your reason is that is not strong enough, it's just a temporary fix, for example, then you're not gonna stay vegan. So at that point, you should really even call yourself vegan, right? But who I am to determine that, right? I'm just saying that's just my personal opinion. At that point, you should just don't even call yourself nothing. You're just doing it for whatever reason you're doing it, and that's a matter of it. And by all means, hey, I'm glad that you at least taking that approach towards changing your lifestyle, your diet, or whatever it is that you're doing for whatever specific reason. You might be going through some sickness and they suggested you to eat healthier, to eat more vegetable or whatever, so you decided to go that route. And I'm glad that you're doing that just to save your life, or you at least to put yourself in a better situation. That's awesome. At the same time, that's not a person that you should call vegan, because at that point, it's just temporary. So with that said, that's why when I feel like if you truly go into a veganism, or you're truly turning yourself vegan for the right reason, or your why being stronger, then yes, you'll stay vegan for forever. It's nothing that's gonna make you change. And the thing is, like, once we change our mindset and we reprogram ourselves, is, you have a new program in your system, so it's hard to get you out of that program, meaning that now that I'm vegan for that long, for me it's just natural, like it's a normal thing. For me, it's not a foreign thing. When something is new, everything is oh man, this is new, I don't know what to do, what do I handle? It's like everybody has that mentality of like scarcity and how do I handle this, and no, that's not right. And your body goes into, your subconscious goes into what we call like a self-defense mechanism, right? Like a self-defense, more like the reaction is oh, this is tricky, so be careful. But once you reprogram yourselves to, no, don't worry about it. This is gonna be fine. I'm gonna figure this thing out. I'm gonna do it. This is healthy also as well. I just gotta figure out how to eat and then do the right thing. You already reprogram yourself, so now it turns into your natural way of being, and turn into a normal thing for you. And since it's a normal thing now, you don't have that scarcity anymore. So you just kind of have the concern of other people, how they look at you. But once you bypass that, you're completely set. So that's one piece of advice for whoever wants to try to change their lifestyle. Don't worry about it. Just go through it. If you go vegan, you look for a why. That reason has to be really strong. And is your wife really strong enough? There's nobody can change your mindset about not going vegan. So stay focused, people. Last but not least, how to know when a vegan meat is done? That's a pretty interesting question, because I remember the last 20 years, there wasn't that many vegan products per se, right? There wasn't really a lot of like this Gardein products, or a lot of these products that you can buy that even taste and sometimes even texture of what, some of the meats and some of the products or some of the food that your family used to make. And now we have such a variety now. It's like amazing. Like we have so many good products now. You got Beyond Meat, you got Impossible Burgers, and you got Gardein doing their thing, and then so many other brands, just to mention a few of these. And with that said, a lot of that has helped a lot of people to transition smoothly, because now it's like, okay, well, I used to make my tacos, and now I have this specific type of crumble meat that I can make. And then now that with the tacos, it's like, okay, I can serve that to my family, and then they're still eating less animal product, and then they start incorporating some of these vegan options, and then they taste delicious. They give that flavor, they give it that same taste, and they give it that same feeling, and then but at the same time it doesn't have the cruelty. So that's awesome. So that's great. So I know a lot of people were asking me like, about how do I know when the stuff is ready or not? Well, the good thing is, like, first of all, I will read the instructions of the package. A lot of these products, when they come pre-packaged, they have the instructions in the back. Most of these products, to be quite honest with y'all, you don't really require to cook them that much. They just put it in the skillet. You maybe toss it a little bit, a few times. I won't say it won't take you that much time. And then you can just eat it as is. You can season it, and then that's it. I mean, if we're talking about like a frozen Beyond Meat or anything like that, or Impossible Burger, which it comes like a patty or a hamburger, I understand that, because that does requires a lot more flipping inside of that. You start seeing when it start getting brown, it start burning a little bit, and it's when you're gonna actually is in a stage that it's a lot more ready. But when we're talking about some of the other products like the crumble meats and some of these other products, either they already they're just frozen, so they just come pre-cooked and some of them that come pre-cooked, they just kind of warm it up, and then you can definitely do it. The ones that done, what I would do is I just put it in a wok. I use a wok, and if I'm cooking it in high heat, what I do is I just flip them several times, right? And I just give them a few minutes. And when I start seeing that the majority of them are starting getting brownish and almost they change color, so they start getting brownish, and or some of them starting to get a little bit blackish, like burnt-ish, you can grab a few of those, try them. You can have a couple of those to see if it still tastes like they're burned, or they still taste like they're raw-ish. For most of them, it's gonna taste like they're ready, and then you just season it, and that's it. So going back to the question is basically you're just gonna base your cookiness level on the way does the meat looks. So is the vegan meat looks brownish or darkish, or start to kind of like burn a little bit, then you know that it's kind of ready. So this either just read the instructions, and the instruction tells you how much time do you need to prepare the item, how much time does it need, or basically just go by your looks. If it started to get darkish in color, then it's inside and get ready to go. And then it's a good time to season it. You can put any type of sauce and all different type of seasoning to it to definitely help to boost the flavors on it. So All right, guys. I wanted to keep this video short and simple, be able to address this question. Hopefully that helps you guys a lot with a lot of the information that I just presented to you guys. And then now you got the opportunity to go ahead and do great things. For those people that want to gain weight, there you go. You need more help. I'm so be happy and grateful to help you guys. I love fitness. I'm a fitness coach, and I'm a fitness coach and also a transitional coach, which that means that not only I can help you with your fitness goal from a vegan standpoint, but I can also help you transition from your regular diet to a vegan diet, to a whole food plant-based diet in a more smooth and easier way. So if you need help with that, I highly suggest you let me know. I have a couple of programs there that I can definitely help you that. If you would rather do it online on your own pace, or if you want more of a personal approach, I'm also here available for that. So that's definitely answer that questions. Thank you guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like this video, and I'll see you guys in the next time. All right, bye guys.